Hello, welcome back at the series of video to make a P&L in a day. And to make this P&L, we first need some data. We already prepared that in the previous video, and now we need it to load it in Power BI desktop because that's our kitchen. And we want to make a beautiful data model so we can make some visuals. So in this video, we're going to show you how to make a data model in Power BI. So you can grab your files here in the link below, so you can work with me to make the P&L. Don't forget to subscribe to see the future videos, and also you can connect on LinkedIn if you want. So let's hop over to the PBX file. So the PBX file contains all the steps you need to make the data model. So the first step is to get the data we built in the previous video. So you can do it in the Power Query with the transform data, then go over to the new source and then choose Excel, or do it in the front end and use get data. Then we're gonna select the tables from the Excel file we just built, and then we add some extras, namely a calendar. And yeah, you get some acknowledgement for Avi or Sam McKay because they made beautiful calendars, and you can just paste the code. I show it in step 4 and 5. You can paste the code and you can add the start date and end date, and the table will generate it automatically for the calendar. Then we're going to transform some little steps just to rename something and remove some columns we don't need anymore, and we append the budget to the general ledger, and then we load the data from the backend from the Power Query. We loaded it into Power BI desktop, and then we're gonna load it into the data module. And we don't have any relationships yet set up if you load the data, so we're gonna make this data module. Basically, you only need the general ledger, an accounts table and a calendar table to start. And because you want to make a P&L and not only a dimension of the accounts, you want to have a real looking P&L, you need this header, the header P&L and the header balance sheet. And we also added some ratios from Sam McKay in this connected table to give the visual also a nice look. And these are some extra tables, the department and our organization, and we have a scenario because in the general ledger we append the normal transactions with the budget transactions, and we made a column, and in the column we said, okay, 1 is actuals and 2 is budget or something. Okay, let's hop over to the file. So let's perform step 1 and 2 in reaction. Let's go to the Power Query. Power Query is go to transform data. Now we are on the back end. We're gonna say we want an Excel file. We load the financial statement data with our tables. We open the Excel file. He's loading now, and you can see now, okay, I have the Excel file. We have some tables and we have some sheets, and let's say which tables we want. Yeah, okay, just manually. And I don't want to have the budget making, but I still want to have the budget. Now we have selected the tables we want, and we press just OK. And it's loading now. So now we got the data, and we want to do step 3. So we are at step 3 now from get data. We opened just the text file, the calendar file. It's also in the downloads, and it's basically copy, Ctrl C, and we open again the backend. It's still open for me, but you can open it again, and then we're gonna add a new blank query. So this is not a table yet, so this is a query. So just open a new blank query. Then go to the advanced editor, so that's the button here, and we can paste here. We just go over the already existing text and we paste in here the text we already copied from the text file. You can also see, okay, the syntax is right. It's done now. So, and it's prompting now because this is a function. It's prompting now from, okay, we have a function. Let's see what date you want. I want it from 1/1/2016 till end of 2019, and there's also start of your fiscal table, fiscal year table. I don't go into the in this video, but it is convenient to make also a fiscal year if you don't. Your fiscal year is different from your calendar year. I put in the month 1, and I press on invoke. Then you can see it's making a new table with an invoked function, and you see, okay, we have all the columns for a beautiful calendar table. Also, because it's a function, you don't see all the steps here, but you maybe are used for AVI is calendar, but it's now all in the source. You can change here the date. We're going to change the name. We're going to call this the calendar. Well, now we have done the step to make a calendar. We're going to hop over to the next step, and that's transform data, the next page, and some new steps. Let's go. So we're going over to the accounts table and get rid of that extra name. Now it's called the accounts table, and we're going to remove some columns we don't need anymore. So shift. Okay, parent, account type, operator, custom member, value type. That are all. So we remove that. We press the right mouse knob, and then we say remove the columns. Now we're going to hop over to the column, the report sign, and we're going to filter only the -1 and a 1, so we don't need the zeros. And that's because we made our chart of accounts from a parent-child hierarchy, and I just want to get rid of all the rows we don't need. See the previous video. So now we're gonna rename some headers of the column names from the chart of accounts, the accounts table. So level 1 we call main, financial statement main. Level 2 we call sub. Level 3 we call header assignment. Level 4 is subheader, and level 5 is subheader 2. And then we're gonna merge the account key, the column with the description, and that's just to make it for the reader, for the user, better readable. Where is description? Well, in my introduction I removed also the account description, so we have to just take that one out, and so it don't remove the column earlier. Okay, that's it again, account description. So we renamed the columns, and now I select the account key. I also select the account description. I go to add a column, and we can add a column from selection. This is just convenient to use this kind of user-friendly interaction. So I just type in 4 and then cash. We press enter, and then we see Power BI already know what to do. and he made already the formula, so you don't have to do it to find it your own. So press OK. Thus now we have an account column with the number, then a separator, and then this description. Account table is ready, so I move over to the budget, and for the budget I remove day, month and year. I remove the columns, and then I rename the columns because we're gonna join the general ledger with the budget. And then if you don't have the same column headers, the column names, you get an extra column in your new query. So this column we call amount, just like in the general ledger, and I made a little error with the key, so it is now the same. And then we can append the budget to the general ledger. So we go over to the general ledger, we say append. Two kind of query, and we want just to append as the same. And now we're gonna grab the budget table. Okay, and now we have, based on the scenario key, we can see, okay, is it actual number or is it amount for budget? And do we have the scenario key? So you can see, okay, 1 are the actuals and 2 are the budgets. Then the last, I just want to rename ratios in ratio description. We are done in the Power Query. We don't need the budget table anymore because we already got the budget table in our general ledger. So we say, okay, download it to the data model. And now we can close and apply. And I hope I have turned off the automatically relationship. I think so. Close and apply. Power BI is just looking at the tables and loading the data model. And now we have in our data model the tables. Power BI automatically put all the tables to the right. So just to make the screen a little bit more readable, I start with the changing the tables to the right position. Normally we do the disconnected tables at the bottom, so ratios on the bottom, and the fact table with the real data in the middle, and then out above the accounts table, and above the accounts table we have the header table for the balance sheet and for the P&L. And also we have a calendar table that's on the same level of the accounts table, scenario, and for fun, an organization and a department. Now we have the lookup of the dimension tables on top, and we have the disconnected table on the bottom and the fact table in the middle. And now we're gonna make relationships between the tables. So now we're gonna draw the lines for the relationships. You can just take the scenario key from the general ledger and just put it to the scenario key in the other table. You can see, okay, there's a one too many, and the filter is from above to beneath. So you cannot filter from the general ledger table the scenario table, but you can filter from the scenario table the general ledger table. You do the same with date. So we have a date and we have a date. And we have also an account key, and the account key is for the accounts table. Okay, so we drag and drop. Now we have our needed relations for this level, and we want also to have above the accounts table also the P&L. For the in the account table are some rows are not present that you need for the header table for the P&L, and that we put in the header tables. You can see here on the left the tables, so you can see, okay, this is the format of the P&L and this is the format of the balance sheet. So we're gonna make an extra line from account key to the header, and we make the relation on the header and the header assignment. So we're gonna show you. So the header is this, and the header assignment in the accounts table, the header assignment is this column. Normally this is an example from adventure work, and normally I do it only with numbers, but mostly with numbers. We're going to also drag and drop the header to the header assignment from the balance sheet, and now you can see, okay, both are one too many. You can tweak it so it looks a little bit prettier, and now we're gonna save this as our data model, but we have to make Power BI alert that the calendar is our date table. So we have to say on the tables and select the calendar table, hey, I want to mark this table as a date table. And then it also asks, okay, which column is the date? Well, that's the date. Okay, checked. Now we have a simple data model, and in my course I go a little bit further, a little bit deeper, but this is just for adventure works. So I hope to see you in my next video, and I hope to see you in my course for some extra explaining from a full data model for finance. Okay, bye bye.